Welcome to Soundtrap. So this week you're going to be working on the patterns Beatmaker and software instruments. They're instruments that are in the computer, not instruments that you play at them. So the patterns Beatmaker, the synth, and there's a whole bunch of them. You can do that by adding a track, and then you can just add some drums and beats, and it'll bring up the Beatmaker like that. If you don't want to do that, you can undo it, which is great because you can just undo things. And you can just click over here where it says Patterns Beatmaker, and it'll bring everything right back up. It starts with a kind of basic setup. And for this one, you're going to put the kick on beat 1 and beat 3. Now, see how there's all these other ones? So you might think 1 and 3 like that. But really, 1 and 3 are these big blocks. Here's beat 1, here's beat 2, here's beat 3, here's beat 4. And the snare wants to be on beats 2 and 4, so that when you play it, it goes boom, ch, boom, ch, like that. Now, it's just going to keep cycling over and over because your cycle's on here, so you got to shut that off by clicking this, or actually clicking on the cycle, which turns it on and off sometimes, I guess. The other thing you have is a hi-hat, and you can add more stuff if you want, but for this one, let's just keep the hi-hat, and let's keep things simple and basic. Put the hi-hat on whatever beat you want. Maybe you want to go like this. Yeah, something cool. And then you can play that back and hear how that sounds. Now, you'll notice that it just stops repeating, and you have this like long line of all the rest of your beats you can fill in. So you could just keep rewriting this a bunch of times and then kind of have that go. Or sorry, oops, you want the snare there, and have it kind of play like that. Oh, back to the beginning. But it's actually a little bit easier. Instead of making new regions, that's what this thing is, every single time, you can just loop it out. Let's loop it for like 16 bars. And then it'll just keep playing over and over. Now it's only looking at the beginning here, so you can also click where it says follow beat, just like this. Fun little bubbles telling me, and it'll follow the beat as you play, which is kind of cool. And then finally, if you hear that kind of deet, doot, deet, doot, that's the metronome. And that kind of tells you how fast and slow stuff is. So the other thing you got to do after this is you got to add a couple more loops. So you can add a new track for vocals, and you got to talk about what you did, and then add some loops. So let's add the loops first. Let's not add the vocal track yet. Let's add a sound effect. Let's see what we got. Let's do. How about this? How about a little noise sweep? Cool. That sounds great. Let's put that in, and then we'll make. And this one, what you can do is you can make it longer sometimes if it lets you do it, or you can just loop it. And then we'll just kind of put that here for a little bit. And then we'll also add a loop for maybe a bass. No, not a sound effect bass, just a bass, just a nice basic bass. How about a parent random? Cool, that sounds sweet. Let's throw that in, and let's have that happen. All right. Then finally, as I mentioned, on your mic track, you're going to take that and you're going to record yourself talking through what you just did. Turn the reverb down, close your loops up. Then the little cursor, you got to put that back at the beginning. You can drag it over, or you can just push enter on your keyboard, pop it right over there, and then record yourself. So for this one, I'm going to, and obviously it's kind of a lot of stuff. To make things easier, solo that track beforehand. All right. That's all the time we got for today. So if you have any questions, check me out, send me an email. And if you like this video, that's great.